Welcome student, good morning. Today we are studying the new chapter. Chapter number 7. Elements of groups 16, 17 and 18. In 11th standard, we have the chapter periodic table. And after that, there are the study for the groups of, that is the first group, second group, sodium family, etc. Such chapters we already studied, and we know that in that chapter what are there. Now these are the chapters of inorganic chemistry. That means we have to study the all details about the periodic table, the groups, the families, the elements, their occurrence, their physical properties, their chemical properties, their uses, their different compounds. Compounds, you know, compounds of the elements such as oxygen. Oxygen have many compounds. Their study is also there in the chapter. And again, the properties of the compounds of that elements, again physical and chemical, and their uses are there. So this is in details in such inorganic chemistry chapters. Now we have for our 12th standard, we have to study very that is very micro study. We have the families, that is the 16th, 17th and 18th. The group 16 is called as the oxygen family, because oxygen is the first element in that group. The group 17s there are the halogens, and in a group 18 there are the inert gases. We have to study all these in details. Now let us first study about the oxygen family. Now the oxygen family, that is the group 16. Remember that this group 16 have totally, there are the 5 elements. You have to remember the name, their symbol, their atomic number in details. Now which are these elements in group 16 family or oxygen family? Now oxygen is the first one element having atomic number 8. Second element is the sulfur in this group 16. Third is the selenium. Sulfur have 16, remember atomic number. Selenium have 34. Very important, the atomic numbers also. Tellurium. The symbol is Te for tellurium, having atomic number 52, and polonium, which is the radioactive element in this family. Now polonium is the decay product. Decay means disintegration product of thorium and uranium, which are found naturally. But after decay or disintegration, you know, in the 11th standard in the nuclear chemistry we already see there is the half-life period for the radioactive elements, and after some period only the half of the portion of that remains, and that half portion may be the different element or may be the same. But this polonium is the decay or disintegration product which is discovered by the Marie Curie, which is the now Marie Curie, who is the lady scientist, lady chemist, and she devoted her life for the discovery of this radioactivity, different properties of the radioactive elements, and she discovered the polonium, and so she got the Nobel Prize for that. Now that is the last element of this polonium, is the decay product of uranium and thorium. Now this oxygen family is also called as the chalcogens, remember that, or it is also called as ore forming elements, because so many ores of these elements are found in the earth crust, in the nature, and oxygen is the most abundant of all elements on the earth, because in air its volume is about 20.95%. remember that figure is very important, that is 20.95%. by volume, the oxygen is present in the air, which is the so large proportion of all the gases in the air. And again it is about 46.6% by mass of the earth crust. You know the earth crust. And this is the totally, that is the half of the mass of the earth crust. See, 46.6% means half percent of the earth crust is of the covered by this oxygen. And sulfur is only of 0.34%, which is very less in the earth crust, because sulfur is not that is in air, that is not the gas. SO2 gas is there, but that is the SO2 gas, sulfur dioxide gas is the byproduct of the industries, and that create, that is the pollution. So that is not naturally found into the air. So in earth crust only 0.34% of sulfur is there. And the ore sulfur and gypsum are the ores of the sulfur. The ores of sulfur are the gypsum and epsom. Now gypsum means calcium sulfate and 2 molecules of water as crystallization, remember that. And epsom means magnesium sulfate, about 7 molecules of water as the water of crystallization in that. And baryt also the ore of the sulfur, BaSO4. And again the sulfides, very important, from which sulfur is isolated, extracted, separated from this sulfide. Main, that is the very from which we separate or extract the sulfur is the galena and zinc blende. The formula for the galena is PbS, lead sulfide, actually the chemical name, but it is known as the galena. And zinc blende is the zinc sulfide. And copper pyrite somewhat contain the sulfur, CuApH2 is the formula. Again these third and fourth element, that is the selenium and tellurium, is also found in the earth crust in the form of the sulfide ores in somewhat less proportion. But the polonium is the radioactive decay product, and it is the decay product of thorium and uranium. Now let us see the most important topic, that is the electronic configuration of these oxygen family, that is the group 16 element. The general electronic configuration is NH2NP4. That means the last, that is the outermost, these orbitals are the S and P, and they have the general electronic configuration NH2NP4. You know that, and N start from set 2. Now oxygen having the atomic number 8. It have, now I show here the condensed electronic configuration. That means the inert gases are shown into the square bracket, and after that the general electronic configuration is there, how it changes. Now see, all these elements have the outermost electronic configuration as NH2NP4. That means this oxygen, atomic number 8, have the condensed electronic configuration as helium 2H2 2P4. We know that helium have atomic number 2. So here 1H2 is there. 1H2 is the electronic configuration of helium. 1H2, 2H2 and 2P4. Totally 8 electrons are filled in this way. Now the sulfur having atomic number 16, it have the condensed electronic configuration neon. We know that neon have the atomic number 10. So up to this 1H2, 2H2, 2P, 6 electrons are already there, and then 3H2, 3P4. That means totally 16 electrons are there. Now selenium, the third element of this family, having atomic number 34, and it have the condensed electronic configuration as argon 3D10, 4H2, 4P4. We know that argon have the atomic number 18. So 18 electrons are up to this. Now here is the d orbital is here. From third main shell d orbital started, and this 18 plus 10, that is the 28 electrons up to this, and these 6 electron are then 28, 30, and this is the 34. Now this, see the outer electronic configuration here. 2s2 2p4, 3s2 3p4, 4s2 4p4. But remember that from that is the selenium, the 3d orbital is there. So we have to mention that 3d orbital contain 10 electrons. Now next is the tellurium. Now it have the atomic number 52, but the condensed electronic configuration is krypton 4d10, 5s2, 5p4. Now up to krypton, there are 36. The atomic number of krypton is 36. Remember that. And plus 10 means 46, 48, and this 452. So krypton have 36 atomic number, and it is the inert gas. So we show the condensed electronic configuration in this way. Krypton, here is the 3d10, here is the 4d10. Remember, because electronic configuration is always asked into the examination. And then as here are the 4s2 4p5, so you write 5s2 5p4. This is very important. And again the polonium having the 84 atomic number. Now here is the xenon, which is the inert gas, having the atomic number up to, that is it have the atomic number 52, xenon. Now this here is the that is not 52, 54. Now see here, here is the atomic number of this xenon, and here 4f orbital is there. Sorry, yes, 4f orbital, because from the 4th shell the f orbital started. Now the atomic number of xenon is the 50, and 14 means 54 is the atomic number of xenon, and this 14 is there, that is the 68, and again this 10, that is the 78, this 2 18, and this 4. Yes, the 54 is the atomic number. Remember that 54 is the atomic number of the xenon, not 52. It is the 54. Remember that. And add into that 54 only 30 total electron. 30. Now these 30 are this 10, and this 4 and 2 and this 4 becomes 10. So only add that 30 electron into the 54, and you will got the electronic configuration of polonium having atomic number 84. Now this is all about the only the introduction and electronic configuration of family 16 called as the oxygen family. Now let us study the introduction and electronic configuration of the next family, that is group number 17. Now let us study about the next family of group 17. It is also called as the halogen family, because all halogen means salt forming elements. What is meant by halogens? Halogen is the Greek word, and its meaning is salt forming element. You know that chlorine is the halogen which form in the sea water. There is the abundance of the salt, that is the sodium chloride, and all these halogens are famous for forming the salt with the metals. The electronegativity of all the halogens in element standard, we already see that they are the very most electronegative elements, and fluorine is the most electronegative, having the electronegative value about the magnitude 4. And after that oxygen is there, and then the chlorine, bromine, iodine, and acetylene. Now acetylene is also the radioactive elements in this family. Now iodine is the such element which is in the solid form, but still it is not metal. It is not metal. Acetylene is metal. And chlorine and bromine. Chlorine and bromine. All these are gaseous. They are found in the gaseous form. Now which elements are there in the group 17 in the halogen family? Fluorine having atomic number 9, chlorine having atomic number 17, bromine having atomic number 35, and iodine having the atomic number 53. You can remember as 35 of bromine and 53 of iodine. Just that is you they change the digits 35 and 53 in this way. And astatine have the atomic number 85. Now halogens are very reactive because they have the general electronic configuration as NH2NP5. That means they require only one electron to complete their octet as that of the inert gases. So they are very cautious, or they are very they attract readily one electrons, and they becomes the negatively charged ions, these halogens. So they are very reactive. When they come in contact with any element, they react with that element because they have to complete their octet and complete their electronic configuration as that of the inert gases for the stability. Now any element standard, we already see all these things. Now which are then the that is the compounds or ores of these all halogen. Let us first study about the main compounds of fluorine, which are always insoluble. Remember that the compounds of fluorine are insoluble, and for our that is the teeth enamel, the fluorides are very important. So always in the toothpaste, in the commercial industry of the toothpaste, they add the fluorides into that for the protection of the teeth covering, that is the enamel. You know that in the biology. Now these fluorine have the such, that is the compound, that is the fluorospar. The formula is CaF2. Remember that. Cryolite, Na3Al F6. Now this is very famous compound of the fluoride. Cryolite is the very famous compound of the fluoride, and the formula is Na3Al F6. Now we will see this cryolite into the refining of aluminum. I think in the refining this may be used. Cryolite may be used for the refining of aluminum. Fluoroapatite, Ca3PO4 twice CaF2. Now this is also very familiar compound of the fluorine, and asked into the examination, write down the two compounds or ores of the fluorine with their chemical formula. And the small quantity are also present in soil, fresh water, plants, bones, teeth of animal. So water contains chloride, bromide and iodide of the sodium, potassium and magnesium, calcium, salt. However, it mainly contain about the NaCl. Now the chlorine is found mainly in the sodium chloride, about 2.5% by mass of the sodium chloride in the seawater. The deposits of dried up seabeds also contain the sodium chloride. Carnallite is the very famous, that is the seabed. Seabeds, you know, seabeds. Seabeds mean the rock-like mass found into the sea. Rock-like mass found into the sea called as the seabeds, and it contains the carnallite, which contain the KCl, MgCl2, 6H2. This is the formula of this carnallite. And marine life also contain iodine in their systems. Marine life means the animals and plants which are found into the sea water is called as the marine life. They contain these all iodine in them in most proportion. For example, seaweeds. You know the weeds. Weeds means that is the, it is also called as the such plants which have always they want the support for their growing. That is the seaweeds. Seaweeds contain about 0.5% iodine. Chilies, saltpeter also they contain. And now see the electronic configuration of these elements. Fluorine. Now this is the condensed electronic. That is the condensed electronic configuration. Helium, 2s2, 2p5. Now this is the main general electronic configuration, NH2NP5. Now only that is add one number, 3s2, 3p5, 4s2, 4p5, 5s2, 5p5. Now only remember from third shell there is the p orbital, from fourth shell there is the f orbital, and only subtract the atomic number of these inner gases and complete the electronic configuration of these. This is the very important family. Now let us see the next family, family number 18, that is the inert gases.